Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today, Wednesday, we have got a real-life location to be dealing with. An alpine one, some very dramatic mountain formations. I'm loving all of that. Now, if you come here for the map reviews that have got all the mistakes in because you like to be highly entertained by stupidity and bad map making, well, this isn't going to be the map for you. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's perfectly lovely. It's also not necessarily the most exciting map you'll ever see either. Basically, it's a canvas, and if you're looking for a map with mountains, perhaps this will be the one that you're looking for. Perhaps. And if that's what you're looking for, maybe you could look for something else as well. That's right, finding that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Ausseer, Austria by KaiserHagen. KaiserHagen, thank you very much for this. It's a very splendid map. There's your start square, and once again, can't fault that at all. Look, there's even a hint of mountain, just a hint of mountain even in that start square, perfect. The terrain heights look like this, some very, very bold areas there, whoa, right up in the sky. And the resources look like that, again, very usable. Is there any oil? Don't really see any oil, but a hint of oil maybe. And then off to the workshop. Network extensions too will be required for this one. Beyond that, nothing. Recommended theme is Chale, so that's what we're using. No recommended LUT, so realistic 1.2 it is, although the obvious shout would be Chale, but I tend to find Chale with Chale is great for tropical. I've got to say, it is one of the best tropical theme and LUT combinations for tropical. Not entirely sure about Chale for alpine. You tell me differently. Everybody's got an opinion. That is just my one. Won't be marking the map down because I don't like Chale, but I do like Chale. It's just not here. The mountains, I mean, it's got a great rock texture. I'm just not digging the way that it bleeds and blends in with the grass in a mountain scenario. Again, though, you can tell me, no, look, this is exactly what it looks like. I live at the foot of the mountains in Austria. It looks exactly like this, and that's fine. It's fine. There's no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer at all. Now, I'm not really talking much about highways. Highways are taken from reality, and two-lane highways apparently is exactly how it is there, and I believe that. I totally believe it. In fact, the entire map layout is supposedly taken directly from real life. So again, if you want to do a real life map, or as close as, perhaps this will be a good one for you. There's also decent amount. We're now entering like the, this isn't the start square, but the main buildable area. You could build a big city here. Now, it's not perfectly flat. We will look at the terrain lines a little bit later on, just to show you. But it's buildable, it's workable, and within the context of Cities Skylines, it's quite pleasing. Nice intersection, little tunnel bit under there as well, and that's quite nicely handled too. Again, those can glitch quite badly sometimes if you're not particularly well skilled with the game, and clearly KaiserHagen is. Now we're entering in towards the start square. Which way? That is a dead end. Start square is over here. So this is the one right over here. So this is where you're going to start building. Again, looks beautiful, doesn't it? Looks really nice indeed. And you know what else looks really, really nice? Anything made by Macwelshman is the answer. Today we've got two assets here today. We've got the Church St Andrew's Chale by Macwelshman. This is apparently from the Isle of Wight. This church is a real standard staple of UK countryside. In fact, I've got one literally within sight of my bedroom window. Lovely, but not this one. Anyway, factoids, because factoids, what have we got? The Russian leader Stalin died on this day, the 5th of March in 1953. By all accounts, he had a rather odd physical appearance, with one arm longer than the other, and a face scarred by a dose of smallpox. Having those long arms is particularly helpful for sort of like, I don't know, scratching that bit in your back that you can't normally reach, you know, right, that bit there. Anyway, the other asset in this pack is the Gravestone Prop Pack by Macwelshman. And you've got 9 little sets. You see there little batches of 4 gravestones all beside each other there. There's 9 sets of them there. So that pack will get you all 9. They're very, very lovely. The church is very, very lovely. This is Macwelshman. Macwelshman is very, very, well, I've not met him. Probably very, very lovely. And those would be today's assets of the day. Maybe we can move along with the map now. Yeah, that's definitely a must-have. If you're doing a UK build, that church is just beautiful. Really lovely. And the prop pack as well. Yeah, you can make up your own churchyard. Very nice indeed. Okay, back to the highways. Okay, highways are, well, there's not really too much to talk about. And I might normally grumble about these winding around this way, but if it's taken from real life, can't really complain about them wending about a bit, can I? Intersection here, and it looks solid and sound, and don't see any road glitching or anything going on there, and there's no trees glitching through, and there's no pillars and in the wrong places. But I'm jumping ahead of myself here. We'll just carry on. Now this road is, for me, this is the beauty. This is the one where if you could drive through the map, this is the road you're going to want to take, because you're going to follow along the river, which is not nice. You can't really see the river because of all the trees. But yeah, there'll be clearance along here. You can pull over and have a picnic by the river, I guess. And then take a right here, and watch this. We get to drive up through the valley. This is such a lovely scenic route. I'm absolutely adoring. In fact, this kind of reminds me a little bit of the road that goes through the forest in my very first map, Merrickstowe, where right on the edge of the map, I just decided I wanted to have that scenic drive through like a national parks type of area. And this road, okay, it's not a fictional road, it's a real life road. Well, it is just going to be a glorious, glorious drive through that valley. Anyway, a nice intersection again there. Now, pillars, okay, the only thing wrong with this map, the only thing wrong with it would be the lack of a pillar holding up this bit over here. Clearly the pillar used to live, or supposed to live, right here. So again, it's easy enough to put a new one in, or to have moved that one. But anyway, that's all I'm going to moan about with this map. The rest of it is down to taste. This map is down to taste, and no more than that. Right, heading off towards the fog, we do have rail. You are going to be impressed by the rail. Again, it's not the most exciting rail you've ever seen in your entire life, but again, there's nothing to complain about. This is good, solid. Basic work. Yeah, basic work is to say something is basic. It can be. They say that in you're basic. Yeah, but your basic is an insult. The basic in this case is fine. It's when you see basic and basic isn't actually performed well, and you have uppy downies and jinky jankies and glitching and hang on, where's that? It's a tunnel here. It's going to come out in that valley over there somewhere. Let's have a quick look. Oh, down here, lovely. So when I say basic in this map, it's not meant as any form of insult. It's solid work. There's nothing for me to complain about. We can just follow it off into this valley over here, and that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll take an intermission in a moment. We'll come back. We'll have a look at the shipping. Taking bets on shipping. Do you think there'll be shipping on this map? And then we'll do the water flow. We'll have a quick overview. There's not really too much more to see, apart from the fact that it's just a solid builder's map. Do you want to build a map? Oh, look, it's a split in the rail. Ooh, exciting.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And so back to Ausseer land, Austria by KaiserHagen, and the question, or the answer to the question, are there shipping routes? Well, it might be a basic map, but the correct answer is no. Of course, there's no shipping routes on a standard, decent, proper map that has no cause for shipping. We've got water flow coming off of the lake there into the river. So you stick your sewage outlet on the river, you draw from the lake, and you've got good, solid working water. Can't fault that either. And the map as a whole, well, obviously taken from a terrain party, and you might grumble about the rock work on the sides of those mountains. We'll actually have a closer look at those in a moment. I just want to show you the actual shapes of these mountains. They are just lovely. You can see how they've been eroded away over the eons, and it looks pretty amazing. Building a small village up in this valley up here, just north of the lake, would be lovely. I say north, because we're heading that direction. I'm feeling it's north, but it's probably south. Or east or west, or somewhere in between. Okay, right, if we head over this way, we've got the lovely river, lake, not a river. There's strong lake going on there. And again, everywhere you go, you've got these lovely shapes of mountains. Now, I'm just not buying this. The question is, would smoothing it out help? Because that's the easiest way to fix something, yeah? Well, I'm going to show you. Move the brush size up a bit, and I'm just going to smooth over this. Now, the question is, does smoothing this make it look better? And the answer I'm going to say is no, I don't feel actually that this is looking any better. Let me drag out a few more bits on so we get a solid wall of textured. Yeah, it's not completely fair. I do feel that texture is needed. My instinct is that a different theme would show that off better. I mean, say it definitely looks better on this side. I'm still not sold on it. But something like the the classic Not So Rocky Hills map theme would probably do a better job of making those look craggy. It's just the theme issue. Anyway, middle of the map, it's not perfectly flat. There is undulation, but it's buildable undulation. And into the start square, it's pretty flat in the start square. So it's a map that is one for builders, for people that like the classic style of building in Cities Skylines. But the question is, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I hope it is. I genuinely hope it is in there. Aesthetically, it looks very much like I think it's meant to look like. It's not my preferred choice of theme and LUT, but it's, again, I can't fault it. I can't give this 3 stars. I can't give it 3 stars. It looks real, and it looks like I think it's better. So it's getting the 4th. I'm going to call it a lowish 4 for me, but you might think it better. Detailing. It's basic. It doesn't go the extra mile, but it doesn't do anything wrong. It could get a 4, but I think it's only... I'm going to give it a high 3 because of the missing pillar. Yeah, that's the only reason. High 3 for detail. Gameplay potential, pretty playable, I think. Pretty playable. Can't see any reason why not. I'm not inclined to want to play it personally, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good playable map. It's getting 4 stars. 4 stars for gameplay potential. Ausseer Land, Austria by KaiserHagen. That's a solid, basic, but solid map. And I think a few of you might like it. And definitely those that like the original base game mod, the way that you used to take the original maps. That's like one. There you go. That's like one of the original maps, the vanilla maps, but done better. And I'm going to say no disrespect to Colossal Order. They didn't know they were going to have to make good maps back in the day, and they're making better maps now. Not the best maps, but they're making better maps now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, and for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. Guess what? Come back tomorrow. We've got another one tomorrow. Oh, boy, have we got one tomorrow.